Robert Kelly is a longtime stand-up comedian who is bringing that craft to Austin this weekend, headlining at Joe Rogan's Comedy Mothership. Tickets are sold out, but you should still try and check out a show. Go to comedymothership.com to see the tickets that are available for future shows. Find Robert's work at robertkellylive.com and also punchup.live/Robert Kelly. And now, my conversation with Bob Kelly. Bob, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Great. Good talking to you again.
Good to talk to you, man. What's up? Let me get this focused. There we go. Oh, your mother's cunt. Sorry.
It's all right.
All right. You got this fucking right here. Your fucking American flag in there. Come on, just a little hint. Just a little hint of America. There we go.
Look at that.
God bless.
You sticking around for the total eclipse on next Monday? Sticking around to Austin for that?
No. You're a fuck about an eclipse. What is that? I don't even know what that is.
There are partial eclipses all the time. It's like a true on total eclipse where the sky is going to go completely dark, supposedly, because the moon will be blocking out the sun with every aspect of the sun except the outer ring.
And you can't look at it, right?
You can actually look at it during a total eclipse. It's the partial eclipses that'll supposedly make you go blind. Those are the eclipses that schools are canceling day of school for on Monday because they're worried that kids are going to look up without the glasses and go blind.
So there's going to cancel school on next Monday?
There are some schools that are doing that. There's a school in New Jersey that's doing that. There's a couple of other schools that have been reported on. It's so soft, dude. I mean, it's just such a representation of where we are in 2024, I think.
What happened to letting the universe filter the weak ones out?
I feel like that's
don't look up and you look up and go blind. You're one of those.
It's on you, exactly. It's a survival of the fittest bit.
Yeah. Watch, I'm crying on Monday because my kid looked up and went blind. We got to do something about the eclipses. Mandatory day on my son is blind.
My kid's school, because I've got a 9 and 7-year-old, they sent an email out assuring the parents that we will keep your kids safe during the eclipse. We have glasses for everybody, and they will be told you cannot look up at the sun without the glasses on, which of course is asking kids to look up without the glasses on. But they also said, if you are that worried, we will make sure to keep your kids inside for this once in a lifetime event.
I mean, I don't know, dude. I don't, I mean, yeah, I wouldn't stick around anywhere for an eclipse. I got shit to do and I have a small amount of time to do it in. And
I wish I need 8 more hours in every day. There's too much to do and not enough time, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's that time of fucking, I gotta, and the time I have off, I gotta go on vacation with the family, which I love, but
y'all heading anywhere fun this year?
I have land in New Hampshire. During the pandemic, I bought a chunk of land up there and put a tiny house on it. And then I just bought another piece of land up there last year with like lake rights, like there's a beach that it's part of it. So same road, but just a little further up, so we're going to be spending a little more time up at that house. We went up this last week and went snowshoeing and, hiking out in, out in the mountains. He's getting into snowboarding, and
wow,
I just like being up there, man. I like being in the woods. I love the city. I love Manhattan. I love the danger. I love my head's on a swivel, even though I hate it and I complain about it a lot. I love the fact that I'm a New Yorker. I've been there for 20 years, and I can get up. I can go anywhere in the city. I know how to get anywhere. I know what train to take. I get my spidey senses. I know when something's about to go down. I know when to switch trains. I know when to keep my mouth shut. I know the city. You know what I mean? I love it, but I fucking hate it. I complain about it. And that's what people who are from New York do. We bitch and moan about shit. But I love going up the country. I got a bench. I put a bench out in the middle of my woods that I just go sit on, smoke a cigar by myself, and just it's got a little babbling brook in front of it. I mean, you can't, the trick, it's like your brain is like, what? Check your phone, check your phone, check your phone, check your phone. I mean, I'm literally in the woods by myself in front of a babbling brook. And then my brain's going, check your phone, do something. It's my crazy brain. And now I feel like they figured out how to tap into our shit and how to program us. I think the Manchurian candidate shit is finally, they figured out how to get us through TV and through advertising. And now with social media, they figured out how to get us to just do this all the time and just fill our brain with shit. I flip flat. I'm voting for Biden 1 second. I'm Trump the next, Kennedy the next. I'm leaving the country after that. I'm fucking part of the revolution. I want to get. I bought so many guns up in New Hampshire. It's crazy. You know what I mean? I'm like I don't even know. I don't know who is what and what's where. I don't know who's lying, who isn't. You know what I mean? Did Kennedy get assassinated? I spent a podcast with Sam Tripoli. My head fucking fell off. I mean, Michelle's a guy and he's a gay and the kids aren't theirs and we never went to space. I don't know what the hell's going on, dude.
I love Sam. Sam is a fellow Armenian. Believe it or not, I'm more Armenian than anything else, even though I don't really look it. And I've had the pleasure of chatting with him over the years, hanging out here and there. Sam is next level conspiracy. There's one level of conspiracy, the Rogan level of conspiracy. Sam
Right.
just blows all of that out of the water. I tried to have him on the show a few months back when he was headlining at Vulcan Gas Company. I just asked him for
Right.
some simple sports conspiracies. I mean, he went past outer space. He went to like galaxies away from where I thought he was going to go with things like Michael Jordan getting suspended for a year and a half or something like that.
Well, Sam, here's the great thing about Sam. Okay. He'll go bring it up, bring this up. He'll bring that up. So he has, look, I don't know how he has evidence to back up his claim. Now, you would have to get evidence on the evidence if you're really, of course, I'm not going to do that. I love the fun of it. I love that he goes, bring this up, bring that up. You know what I mean? Now, unfortunately, I'm the guy in the Matrix that just wants to have steak. You know what I mean? I just
Ignorance
want to
is
have,
bliss.
I know the steak's not real, but you know, so there's people that can do all, and then there's people that do nothing. And then there's people like me who I can do this and this and a little of that. And other than that, I want to enjoy my life, you know?
Yeah, the New
And
Hampshire
folks,
thing sounds great. And look, I love a big city too. Austin's kind of a big city, I guess, but living in Chicago for 7 years, I get what you're saying about just understanding the flow of that place, but also the need to step away and just disconnect from it all because your attention is just constantly being grabbed in so many different directions at once. And that was pre-pandemic too. Post-pandemic, with things being as big of a shit show as they are now, apparently in a lot of big cities, it's just one more layer of BS that you have to cut through each and every day.
I always thought, getting up into the woods, oh my, you got to get the house, like, you got to get the big cabin and on the lake and blah, blah, blah. It's really not, it was very, you just got to tell the people to go fuck off. You'd be able to tell people to go fuck themselves. Yeah, everybody has something to say. This is the thing that sucks about now. Whereas when I grew up, you got, you got made fun of or dealt with bullies through high school, maybe. And then it was done. Senior year done. There's no bullies in college. When you went to the job, there was no bullshit. You went to your job and then you were done and your friends talk behind your back and your family, we all talk behind it. You didn't know everything. Now you're bombarded with bullies, and people constantly just with podcasting and this media constantly, it's just everywhere. Back in the day, you wanted to listen to Stern, you had to tune in to K-Rock at a certain time. There was no replay. There was no, you had to tape it, So, like, if you lived in Boston, you didn't get him, but you wanted him. And then when he came, you were like, wow, 3 o'clock. You got the replay. Now everything is everything right fucking now. I feel like we're being distracted in a major way. And to be able to shut it down and go up to New Hampshire, blow all, dude, you got a little house and what the fuck, or it's small, all that shit. Even the people up there, like people I know, it's like, you want to get a house. It's like, shut up. Dude, we got a little tiny house. It's got 2 sleeping lofts, a bathroom, a kitchen, a living room, a dining room area. It's the shit. And I did it all in for under $300,000. I got 2 plots of land. I got a tiny house. I got a beautiful, all this, all this, everything I wanted, I got. And when you want something, you can just get it. You don't get other people's stuff. You kind of get your own shit, and be grateful for that and be happy with it. And I couldn't be happier. The fact that we can go away. We went away on Wednesday, and we just came back yesterday. And up in the woods, different people, man. Look, I love the fuck yous in New York. I love the fuck and go fuck yourselves. I love it. That's me. I'm from Boston. Fuck off. Down there, over there, I like the tonal. I have tonal issues. People think I'm a dick for so long. It's just, what time is it? What time is it? Well, Jesus, I didn't hear you. It's fucking 3 o'clock, cocksucker. I'm not being an asshole. It's just the way we talk from Boston. But I love it up there too, because it's just hi, hey, doing. I kind of like that life too, where everybody's nice and happy. Dude, we're up there for Easter. Happy Easter. Happy everybody. Gas station. Happy Easter. Happy Easter. You go to New York, you're gonna walk through a pro-Palestinian parade and hope they don't know you're fucking Catholic.
Well, do you find yourself adopting that mentality when you're around people in New Hampshire for long enough? Do you find yourself softening up a little bit?
Oh, I assimilate quick, baby. Oh, dude, if I lived in the South, I'd be like, hey, what's up, brother? I went to Hawaii. I gave hang loose the first day there. My wife almost divorced me, a honeymoon. I asked for directions the day after we got married. Oh, and brother. And I did that. And she was in the car looking down and she went, did you just give him the hang loose sign and say, brother? She went, ugh. Yeah. I'm an asshole. But yeah, you go up to New Hampshire, dude. It's just dude, the fact that you can just go in and buy guns. I went into the gun store to pick up a gun my friend shipped me, number one best friend, Mike Calta, shipped me a gun from Tampa. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, can I get that? He's like, yeah. I go, can I get that? He goes, yeah. I go, what about that? He goes, you dual residence. You live here. Yes. You can get anything you want. I walked out holding guns, 500 rounds of ammo. It's great. Love it. I love that. I love that there's somewhere in the world I have guns.
You're right about there being too many people who have pulpits now, whether you're talking about social media, podcasts, or whatever else. And the concept of bullying has gotten convoluted as a result as well. Like my 9-year-old got in trouble at school this year because she wrote an ugly letter to a classmate. Her and a friend wrote an ugly letter to somebody that they were beefing with. Right. It was not a good look for her, but the email that we got home from the vice principal was talking about if she does something like this again, this is bullying, this is serious. She may get kicked out of class or kicked out of school altogether. It's like, all right, yeah. Can we please take a breath, take a step back here? Yes. Is it a good idea for her to do that? No, absolutely not. It's not the first time kids have written ugly letters to one another. And it's not like this other little 8 or 9-year-old is going to go off herself now,
Well, the way they're raising kids, You got to be careful because these kids are they're raising kids so sensitive. I forget what it was. There was something I read where my generation grew up with depression because we were stupid, shut up, fucking hit, beat, get over here, you fucking idiot. We grew up with depression. This generation has grown up with anxiety.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's because they were, don't do that. Stop. Please don't. No, stop. No. It's very important to me. My son falls, get up. Get up. We were in Aruba and this other kid came over and pushed my kid. And my kid's a big kid. He's going to be like 6 something. He's got his mother's genes in him, that Polak, French Canadian, big bone guy. And the kid pushed him down and my son fell and just stayed down there. I walked over and I was like, get up. And they're like, are you all right, Max? I'm like, forget that. Get up. Get up. Dad, get up. Stand up. Tell him not to do that to you. And this is friends of the family, this kid. We're all friends. We know this kid. Tell him not to ever touch you again. And if he touches you again, you're going to touch him. That was like at an early age. Get up. Don't lie on the ground. Now they can do whatever they want. Get up. Tell them not to touch you. You don't have to lay hands, And then this year, my kid got in trouble at school. And I was like, what happened? He goes, well, this friend of mine kept telling me this gang of kids, they were going to jump me. 4 or 5 kids. And what'd you do? I don't know. I looked at him and I went, hey, fuck you. Let's go. I was like, why'd you do that? He goes, because I was sick and tired of waiting. I just wanted to get it over with.
Good.
They're going to jump me. Let's just go. I was like, good. Reward. You did good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If the teacher's not going to deal with it, go ahead, deal with it.
No, the teachers are so afraid now. Like even basic trash talk is a lost art form, unfortunately, with younger kids. My kids complained that somebody called them a name. It's like, trash talk them back. Figure out something that's going to get under their skin. That's all they're doing to you right now. And you've let them win by coming home crying to mommy and daddy. But the anxiety thing is a big problem in part because of that technology that you were talking about. I feel like at some point it's going to start clicking for one of these younger generations because, look, is it healthy to acknowledge certain emotions, depression, anxiety, whatever else? Absolutely. But people go through hardships all the time. What is ultimately going to define people going forward is not just your ability to identify emotions, Bob, but the ability to respond in kind, how you react to that and how you change the path to make sure you're not going through that over and over again. Like something that's loop.
Yeah, but there's some stuff, you're just going to have because of who you are internally. Some kids can take it, some kids can't. You know what I mean? Some kids take it and they don't want to take it. I mean, as a parent, you got to be there. I don't call my kid names. I called him a name the other day, I said something. I go, that's pretty stupid. And he was like, that didn't feel good, Dad. So he's in touch with his feelings enough to go, hey, dude, that didn't feel good. I was like, man, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that. You should go about this a different way. That's gonna, and explain to him instead of just. So I'm fine. Be in touch with your feelings, bro. Tell me when I just step over the line and we can deal with it. But that doesn't get you out of trouble. That
and
doesn't
also
get you out of
don't let yourself just be defined by your feelings. You can acknowledge your feelings, but also make whatever necessary adjustment or have that conversation to ensure that you're not going through that over and over again, though.
Yeah, but you got to give your kids confidence too. You got to allow them to do something. Like we went up, what was it, Thursday night? A Wednesday night, we got up to the tiny house. And then my kid we had snowshoes. He put them on and just went in the woods. It's like I'm like, where you going? He goes, what's going out here? I'm like, you afraid? He's like, of what? I was like, God bless you, dude. You know what I mean? Get out there, get in the woods, in the darkness with no light in the woods. All you guys, a little flashlight. Great. Go out, walk out in the woods. I like shit like that. That's the one thing about the country that I think is, it's you want to do something, like having a tiny house, you want to do something, you got to go outside. We have like internet cable, like Netflix and stuff like that. We watch movies at night, but you know, we'll get out, go for a walk, go for a hike, that's what I like about it. Go in the backyard. He's got a bunch of pellet guns. I got him like 2 or 3 pellet guns. So he'll go out and shoot in the backyard, teaching him gun safety and stuff like that. I love that shit. He knows jujitsu. He loves art. He likes to paint. He loves to do stuff like that. He loves engineering. You know, I think it's important to, I know people that are just trying to make prodigies. You know what I mean? All they want is a fucking prodigy. You got to do this, you got to do that, you got to do this. And then my kid speaks 9 different languages. Oh, go fuck yourself. Good for you. Good for you. You know what I mean? That shouldn't be something that your kids' accomplishments shouldn't be your fucking trophies. You know what I mean? Nah, he's in, shut the fuck, whatever. God bless. I'm fine with that. But, being a parent is a competitive thing, man. Parents are weird, man. They, is he doing this? Oh, we got him doing this. Fuck off. You know?
Yeah.
All the stuff my kid's doing, he likes to do. He wants to do. If he doesn't want to do it, he doesn't do it.
That's typically how we work things also. But if he or she decides they want to do something and then they want to quit halfway through like a sports season, let's say, it's like, no, you got to see this through now. You said you wanted to do this, so we'll make it to the end. If you don't want to play next season, we're not going to do that.
Yeah, that's when you hit them. No, I'm kidding.
So I'm a little bit bummed at the timing of you coming back to Austin, Bob, because believe it or not, I am going to the woods this weekend. I'm going with a group of friends for a bachelor party to Big Bend in West
Going
Texas.
go in the woods to get naked with your friends and do some last hoorahs together out in the woods.
There's going to be some things happening. There may be a mind altering substance or two
And
that
who knows what happens then? You wake up naked in a 4 in a 2-person tent. Well, just keep it between you guys.
we're in
Don't
an
talk about
Airbnb,
it.
thankfully, and I
Uh,
hope to be in a bedroom that I can actually lock the bedroom door because I don't plan on staying up all night like some of these guys do. But we'll see what
right.
happens.
Oh,
Uh,
that
but
sucks. Well, that sounds like fun though.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be. I've never been to Big Bend before. I've lived most of my life in Texas, and so this is the one national park in this state. We're gonna be really close to the border, so we're gonna canoe across the Rio Grande to go to a sleepy little Mexican border town on the other side. We're gonna
So
hike in the wilderness. Yeah, it should be a lot of fun.
so people are going to be going that way
I
instead of
know.
this way.
Ironic. We have to bring our visas with us too, apparently, or our passports with us too, apparently.
So funny. You can't break into Mexico. You can't get in without your visa.
We got to show the guy who's about to canoe us back to the U.S. that we are legal U.S. residents. Apparently,
Hilarious, dude. As an American, you can't get back in. But if you have a half a jug of water and a baby, you can just come on in and get a cell phone. Sounds
maybe
like a
I'll be trapped in
blast.
Mexico. I won't be able to come back for the eclipse on Monday.
I think they have the eclipse in Mexico too.
They do, but we're going to be too far west.
Okay.
We're just going to have to go deeper into Mexico to get the total eclipse, the path of totality, as they call it.
So funny, man. Going to Mexico I don't know why that has become a thing with dudes when we want to celebrate, go to Mexico. That's like the ultimate celebration.
Yeah, and that's
Right?
not
Aren't you worried about getting fucking whacked?
in Mexico.
Yeah.
Not where we're going to be. No, no, we're going to be in a pretty remote part of this state and then Mexico too. So it's not like we're in Juarez or something.
Okay, dude. Yeah, be careful, dude.
I'll
That
try to
would
be
suck.
careful. Try to be careful. You performed at the Mothership about a year ago. Speaking
Yeah.
of technology or disconnecting, one of the great things about the Mothership is everybody has to put their phone in those yonder pouches. I love taking people to that club because you do watch people go through the withdrawal symptoms. It's like they
Yeah.
have tics, how often they're reaching for their phone or they're trying to take a picture or something or look something up. It's like, no, we just got to be here in the present and chat until the comedy starts. What was your last experience like headlining the Mothership?
I don't know, it was kind of surreal. It's like, I'm a club comic. That's my thing. I know everybody's doing a goddamn arena now. Everybody's
Arenas suck to see stand up. I know that people go enjoy stand up there. Arenas are terrible. Theaters are borderline not good for stand up if you're too far back in the theater.
I mean, look, theaters are great. The size of it depends, and but they're made for music, not really comedy. But I love theaters. I've done arenas, I've done all of them, but I'm a club guy. So to play a club like the Mothership, and now of course people are kind of coming at it, but it's like, they created this, they got the best of the best to create a club. I mean, Adam, you know, what he did with the Comedy Store is crazy. And what I mean, and he took all that and did it with the Mothership and all the people that work there. You walk in, they're nice. How you doing, Robert? They let you right in. There's no bullshit. I've gone into comedy clubs like, yo, you need a ticket. Yo, that's you're standing under my fucking headshot. And it's, what I mean? It's like, oh, sorry. All right, whatever. You know what I mean? But thank God at this type of my time of my career, I don't really work clubs I don't like anymore. The clubs I do work are the ones I love
That's
and
good.
that treat comics well. And Mothership, it was pretty wild, and like to be in that green room and to go out and go under, it's you get nervous. I don't know, man. It was pretty surreal and awesome, and the crowds were great. The staff was great. And, there wasn't much of a hang. I thought, because I went the first time and it was everybody.
Yeah.
But on the weekends, they kind of like whoever the headliner is, that's kind of their thing. But hopefully some people will come by and hang out a little bit. And I loved it, man. It's just out of the gate, one of the best clubs in the world, I mean, that Comedy on State, Comedy Connection, The Cellar, the store. They just, and it's all based on the comic. The one thing all those clubs have in common is they care about the comic and the comedy. Yeah. Not the bottom line or the appetizers. They care about, the comic first, which is, when they do that, the good comics go there and the crowds come to the good comics. I mean, it's pretty simple, you know. So I loved it, dude. It was a blast. It was a really, I love when it's light lifting.
You get a little bit spoiled there because they don't serve food, which I think is a great idea. I was at Cap City this last weekend to see Hannibal Buress, and I realized how much of a distraction food was as that show was going on. It's like the smell of fried chicken tenders through the air, and the waiters and waitresses having to go back and forth to deliver this crap to one table or another.
Yeah.
To not have to deal with that in the Mothership is really nice.
Yeah, there's a way to do it. Some clubs do it better than others. Some of the improvs that I work know how to do it. The check spot sucks still.
What is a check spot?
That's when around 15, 20 minutes left of your act, they drop the check
Oh yeah.
and everybody's got to pay. So you literally lose chunks of the crowd. So you build, and all of a sudden there's a thing that's happening where you're like, oh, there's people not listening for some reason. You can feel it. It's palatable. You can feel it in the energy. Oh, and you look down, they're doing a check and they're figuring out the math. And there's 6 people and they got to, are you paying? It's just a stupid thing to do. They don't do it at movies. They don't do it at theater. They don't do it any other live entertainment except stand-up comic. They do it. It's an old relic way of doing things. Just like they figured out the phones, clubs need to figure out the check spot because it goes on during the guy everybody came to see.
Yep.
Doesn't make sense. Sub clubs just don't do it. You need a stamp receipt to leave. They drop all the checks at the end. Does it add an extra 20 minutes? Yeah. Who gives a shit? Some people, the last guy goes, then the host goes back up and does 10, 15 minutes at the end. promoting all the other shows, like Laugh It Up Poughkeepsie. That's where they brought the MC back up. And at the beginning of the show, look, your checks are getting dropped at the end of the show. Please stay in your seats, pay your bill, and you need a stamp receipt to leave. And that's how you get out. So, and I'll be up here. We'll be talking, but that's another way there's ways to figure it out. But that's a great you don't have to when you don't have to lose half the audience during your set on that last 15-minute boom, 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 and all of a sudden you gotta start over in the whole chunk front row. It's like, fuck, I gotta build everything back up again, to where it's gonna be. That kind of I hate those. I hate that. Figure that out.
Agreed. The mothership has that figured out. They drop checks off at the very end, as you mentioned, the seller. I think the best places understand what's important there, and you can still turn over the crowd pretty quickly, even if you're not dropping checks off 10 to 15 minutes out. Now, if I'm not mistaken, your last stand-up special was Killbox. Hilarious, by the way, for anybody who has not checked it out just yet. That was about a year and a half ago. Are you getting ready to film something new?
No, no, not right now. I'm working on I've been pretty busy. I got, Jesus Christ, the bonfire with Big J, which I wound up taking over for the great Dan Soda. So that's every day. I got the YKWd. Now we got the Regs, which is an offshoot of YKWd with me, Lewis, Dan, and Joe List. And I have Bone to Pick podcast with Paul Verzi.
Lewis Katz?
Louis J. Gomez.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Legion. Gotcha.
So, I got a lot of stuff happening every day. I think I'll start working on that probably this summer at some point, start getting it down, and then maybe a year or so. I think I'm going to shoot it at the Comedy Connection, Rhode Island. When I'm done with it. And look, man, you know how many specials came out last month?
It's crazy.
52.
There is a comedy bubble forming right now, unfortunately.
It's just, what is a special, And I think people are churning out specials too quick, and people who are churning out specials it's not really, it's like, God, Jesus Christ, dude. So now people are watching shitty comedy or not finished comedy or comedy that could have been better if you waited another year. I think back in the day, it was 3 to 5 years. Everybody did a comedy. Your first special takes 15 years. I don't know. I'm just not in that mode right now of get another special out. I probably should be, but I'm just not. I'm writing a script right now with Dennis Leary and his son, and trying to get that to its final stages. Also, Comedy Camp, this thing, Comedy Camp, that we're trying to get funding for right now.
Is that?
It's a show, a reality show, where I take 5 comics up into the woods for 5 days with nothing, and they have to learn how to survive. And it's not there's no craft services, there's no anything, there's no managers or agents, there's no phones. You're not calling anybody, you're not leaving. If you leave, you quit. And whoever survives the best at the end and figures it out the most and gets enough patches on their Girl Scout sash wins. 24-hour filming in the woods. Right now we might be filming up in Canada or down in Atlanta. I wanted to film in New Hampshire, but I don't know if it's going to happen. We're getting funding right now, so I got to put my money into it, and it's we're trying to do it that way instead of going the streaming way. We're gonna fund it ourselves.
Okay, in a 3-man competition.
5.
I know this is 5, but I'm coming up with the top 3 right now. In a 3-man competition between Big J, Soder, and Louis J. Gomez. Who wins that one?
Lewis.
Okay.
Yeah, Dan's gonna quit first day because he wants to go back and pat his dog and hang out with his chick. And Jay's gonna quit because he needs baby wipes and cigarettes and snacks to be comfortable and lie on his stomach on a king size bed to do tummy time. And Lewis has been a feral dog since he was born. You could drop Lewis off in the middle of anywhere, he'll come back. You could drop Lewis in Fallujah during the Sunni Triangle. He'd fucking come out with a fucking a belt made of ears and noses.
Oh God. All right. Last thing now, Bob, because I've heard Steve Byrne tell this story, but I
Yeah.
would love to get your version of this. And it has to do with him borrowing a camcorder of yours to film an
Okay.
SNL tryout and
Right.
you just
Yep.
eviscerating him with it afterwards.
Okay. You gotta understand our relationship. I get a lot of shit for the Steve Byrne roast debacle here,
Dude,
but
I love Steve Byrne, by the way. He tells it
love
endearingly.
him.
People may give you
Love
shit
him.
for it, but it's a hilarious story.
I love Steve. I love his family. I do. I love him. But Steve Burns is a mean guy too. Okay. I'm in Vegas at the Hard Rock back when before they had the little ticket that comes out. You got nickels or you got pennies or you got quarters, right? I accidentally put a 20 into a nickel slot machine. That's 400 nickels. I gotta go. The show's happening. I gotta go get showered and shit and shave. I'm standing there with a bucket in a line at the cashier with 400 nickels in a bucket. Steve Byrne walks up. Hey, man, what's going on? Not then. I got 400. Before I get 400 out, he slaps the bucket out of my hand. I'm like, all you hear is shh. I'm like, what the fuck? The whole place goes, oh. People are laughing at me. I'm like, fuck it. I go to walk away. Security, nah. Pick him up. So now I on the floor at the Hard Rock. I'm performing there. I'm on my hands and knees picking up nickels. I look like an asshole. And then I look in front of me and the guy bends down. I see him pick something up and I go, hey, did you just take some of my nickels? He's like, no. I'm like, you didn't just take a nickel? He's like, no. So then I get up, I pick up all the nickels, I give him up $19.90. This piece of shit took 2 of my nickels.
Wow.
So now I'm walking around I'm finding this guy. Another half hour looking for this piece of garbage. And Steve Byrne, and he just walked away laughing. That's Steve Byrne. So yes, I let him borrow my camera to do his SNL audition tape, which is a very sacred, private thing that only Lorne Michaels and the producers of SNL will ever see. Yes, I let him do it. Did he leave the tape in my cassette, my video recorder, my Super 8? Yes, he left it in. Did I edit that down into a video that I played at the Patrice O'Neill roast in front of every comic in New York City and all the agents and managers? Yes, I did. Did he do TRL Tammy? Hey, I'm TRL Tammy with his hair in a ponytail. Did he do Enrique Iglesias? I can be a hero with a mole on his cheek. Yes, he did. Did he do Dankeschön? Yes, he did. And I regret that. And I feel bad about that. I might have taken it a little too far.
Oh, you actually regret it?
I might regret doing that in front of everybody. Did I erase the tape? Yes, I did. Do I still have a copy somewhere? I might. Just in case that cocksucker gets out of line.
Oh, man. He is the great
Yeah.
Bob Kelly. Bob, thank you so much for the time today. People can go to robertkellylive.com to check out everything that you're doing. And
go to punchup.live/RobertKelly/tickets, or just go to punchup.live and look me up. Sign up for my stuff. You'll see my special for free is at punchup.live. My special kill box is up there. A bunch of other uncensored. It's an uncensored platform, unlike YouTube that censors your shit. Punchup.live is a new place to go. Uncensored stand-up. So go there. You can watch it uncensored in its entirety up on Punch Up. So go there, check me out, and hopefully I'll see you guys, some of you guys, this weekend at the Mothership.
No doubts. Thank you so much for the time, man. Safe travels to and from this weekend.
All right, buddy. I'll see you later. Have a great bachelor party. Stay safe.
Thanks to Gentleman Jesus for the intro and outro music. Hear more of his work at gentlemanjesus.com. And thanks to you for hanging out. For more of the show and to connect on social media, visit booksonpod.com. We'll talk to you next time. Books on Pod.